this earth. They had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. And I saw the night vision. This is what Daniel was seeing. Behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given the dominion and glory and the kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away. His kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed. So what are we seeing here? We're seeing Christ coming before the heavenly throne with full power, getting ready, getting his angelic forces ready to fight against the beast and his so-called technology. Brothers and sisters, what I'm reading to you is the real world. This is what's really going on. And the battle is for us. The battle is for us. There's a race of time. If Christ do not cut Satan's time short, or Lucifer's time short, or these fallen gods who are being worship time short, none of us will be saved through this. None of us will be saved. They have us all numbered. They have us all in a database. They have us all. They know everything about us. Okay, but what the piece they don't have is our connection with the Most High, and that will allow us to overcome the beast and all its technology and all its power and might. We have the Most High on our side, and yes, we're going to go through some hard times, but Israel, we're going to make it through this because we have an army greater than this earth's army. Okay, so I wanted to bring that forth. I hope I did it in the correct amount of time through the Spirit of the Most High, but I wanted the people to know, don't get dismayed at what you're seeing out there. Satan is deceiving you with Elanin and all these other things. The prophet and the Bible tells us what to look for. If they're interested in joining the academy, we have a Bible academy which teaches the truth out of the Bible every Sunday. All right, it's an academy that helps the work, it helps our travel, and it helps brothers and sisters who have already left, and we use the money to help them. And it's only $50 a month. It's for 3 months. You want for $50 a month. And it's history, it's Hebrew, it's Bible scripture. You get PDFs which are profound. It's all the information we've put together through the Holy Spirit. And instead of just putting it out in a book, we figured we would just give it just like that. It's more vocation. If you can get 30 years in a theologian college, okay, in 3 months. It's a crash course, but by the time you get through the 3 months, you'll be ready. You'll be ready to teach the word of the Most High. Also, we will inject every weekend. Every weekend will be a 30-minute news program, keeping brothers and sisters up on prophecy, to let them know where we stand at the moment, to stay in the loop. All right, and see, this is the righteous screening process, so that we can build some level of rapport amongst brothers and sisters in our next step going into the migration program to help others understand how to operate outside of the United States and build outside of the United States. So we, through the Spirit of the Most High, we receive the understanding on how to do it so that we can build a relationship between us and so many people out there in the world and still do our work here and not feel that we're not giving our ample time to the brothers and sisters who are trying to make moves. So that's the whole point. And,
I see.
Everyone is invited, and if you wish to be a part of it, you can send an email to gatheringas1 at AOL.com. Okay, and you're all invited. We're opening it up. We're going to keep it open for others even though we have the number that we were looking.
Okay. And when is that deadline you're going to close that officially?
Huh?
When is that deadline you're going to close it officially for just a few more people to get into the academy?
Well, September 18th. We're going to take enrollment up until the 18th of September.
Okay.
And you can go to the website also, gatheringofchrist.org. All right? And detailed information is there. And information on how to become a part of the academy is there also. It's called gatheringofchristchurch.org.
Okay, area code 601. Go ahead.
Hello, how are you brothers doing tonight? I'd like to say another great show, very enlightening, and I do love the fact that everything that's being spoken tonight is being backed up by the Scripture. So I'd like to just commend the both of you for a great show. And I kind of had a question. I know I'll make it quick. Question/comment, and I wanted the brother to, kind of throw in what he thinks about this. But these so-called planets in our solar system, Brother Elmer, aren't these so-called planets in our solar system, aren't they named after fallen angels? Am I correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I went into a lesson on that said, that talked about, that gave the understanding that planets are actually disguised by fallen angels.
Right.
There is really no such thing as planets. When you look at planets in the Bible, let me get that out there real quick so that everyone can understand what I mean. I'm not saying that what you see up there is not there. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying, what we're seeing there are not planets. Okay? They're not planets. They're stars. But they named them planets so that they can disguise the fact that these are spirits they are worshiping as angels. So by acknowledging them, you are giving power to these particular spirits. Let me give an example. When you look at 2 Kings 23:5, right? You see the word planets there. You see the words planet where it says, and he put down the idolatrous priests whom the kings of Judah had ordained to burn incense into high places in the cities of Judah, and the places round about Jerusalem. Them also that burn incense unto Baal, which is Satan, to the sun, like they do on Sunday worship, and the moon, like those that are dealing with lunar Sabbath, and the planets. When you look at that word planets right there, it says constellation, that is zodiacal sign. So when you acknowledge planets, you're dealing with the zodiac. It's all spirit. So that word planet is not talking about one specific planet. It's talking about zodiac. What makes up the zodiac? The constellation or stars. So it's not talking about Mars or Jupiter. It's talking about stars in general, which are angels.
Goodness. Right. Okay. So just exactly like you said, when we call out the names of these so-called planets or stars, we're actually paying homage to these fallen angels, and
exactly.
And on to the people out here in the world, that are clueless. They're paying homage to the fallen angels.
Yeah, their science is really acknowledging the spirits who gave them their technology. That's all their science is. Okay? There's no way possible that the Greeks and the Romans would have information on how the planets, or what they call the planets, were aligned around the Earth with no technology to get out. So where did they get that from? How the stars are aligned around the Earth. They got it from fallen angels. When you look in the book of Acts, there was a place that was called Mars Hill. It was a place because they was worshiping Mars. In Acts 17 and 22, Paul went to that area to preach about their superstition. He says, then Paul stood in the midst of Mars Hill and said, ye men of Athens, I perceive that in all things ye are too superstitious. That's scripture. So if you believe in Mars, you're part of the superstition of science.
Right.
And see, and that's why science want to destroy the validity of the Bible, because the Bible show you how ridiculous their science is. Just come out and say you worshiping Satan and worshiping planets and stars, and stop trying to hide behind science in these schools. Just come out and tell us what you're doing, because we know now. Okay?
Right. And brother,
wow.
You know, one more question for you, brother. I've been reading in the book of Zechariah, and I've been kind of, you know, there's a lot of people that don't believe that, I guess nuclear weapons won't be a factor, you know, here in the end times. And I wanted to read a scripture and kind of get you to comment on that. It's Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12, you know, and it reads, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Now, just from reading that, brother, that sounds like something nuclear to me. You know.
Hey, Billy, you won't get no pushback here. That's definitely the place that's going to across the earth. What else can consume your eye sockets out of your holes? That's not nuclear radiation.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. And Maurice and I were kind of going through Zechariah today, and we were studying the book of Zechariah. We came across that, and we kind of came to the conclusion that's the only thing it can be, brother. And listen, I just want to tell you thanks again, man, for answering my questions. Great show, you and Brother Maurice, and I'll let the next caller call in. Peace be unto you.
All right.
Okay, area code 310, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, now, this is Joseph. Just wanted to, I guess, first comment on a few things. I'll make it as abrupt as possible, and then I have a question at the end. First, definitely the Most High is with you, Elder Recall. Your insight is greatly appreciated. First, I just wanted to kind of start off and say that I've from the Los Angeles area, I've been in an acting career for, goodness, about 20 years, and the Most High took me out about 4 years. But to make a long story short, I've seen a lot, and I've been in, you know, big budget movies, Paramount Pictures, you know, on and on. I don't want to just definitely, you know, identify or put my government name out there, so to speak, because you never know who's hearing. I mean, that's even a reason why I don't get on Facebook and MySpace and so forth. But I wanted to get into the issue of the deception thing, because with you talking about the UFOs and so forth, you know, and also I have to say I came up as a traditional Christian, and I got to say about, gosh, 22 years ago, about 12 years ago, I was reading the Word, and the Most High was dealing with me. And I had seen in there, dealing in Deuteronomy 28:68, dealing with the ships, you know, being taken back into Egypt by ships. And I remember speaking to my mom about it, and, you know, she basically dismissed it and gave some sort of, you know, erroneous traditional Christian manifestation, just basically spoke in circles. And so, you know, it kind of got me off of it. But, of course, now he's brought me back on. I've been following you guys on YouTube now and Sabbath, and I actually even signed up with